Once we arrived in Grafton Harbor, Illinois, on our Great Loop journey, we parked the boat at the Grafton Harbor and headed to Des Moines in a rental car on September 24th. We were headed there with one big purpose in mind: to finally get married. During the next week, I believe it was Wednesday, as we learned and watched as the hurricane was forming in the Gulf and beyond, and when we went to bed on Wednesday night, it appeared that it could possibly just barely catch the edge of Fort Myers within the cone. It was actually headed toward Tampa, and when we awoke the next morning, we learned that the hurricane had made a direct hit on Fort Myers. Fort Myers has been our winter home for the last 3 winters. We have really loved staying and having a RV pad in the Siesta Bay Resort. We have such a large extended family there, and we have so loved being there. But as we watched in horror for the next 24 to 48 hours, the devastation was endless. The power went out. We no longer heard or received any news from any of our friends there. Most had evacuated, but we didn't know who might have decided to stay. And then everything went silent. The power went out, the cell phone towers went down, and the cell phones went dead. Our family was beginning to arrive from out of state and out of the country, and we were spending time with them while keeping an eye tuned to 2 different news stations and also local news on the internet. We were really torn between the most joyous event of our lifetime and also the most devastating at the same time. Eventually, some power started coming back on with generators, and temporary cell towers came in, and we began to learn of the devastation and hear from those that had hunkered in and rode out the storm or went to a nearby hotel. Whatever the case, all of our friends are safe. Everyone lost everything. That's devastating. And very devastating is also that their hurricane insurance is not going to cover it, as it was caused by flood. It was caused by storm surge from the hurricane, which seems so sad. But at least they have their health. Many of our friends have lived there full time as residents, so that means they've lost everything: their primary residence, their vehicles, their golf carts. There's nothing left. But fortunately, everyone that we know in our resort is safe. They did find 5 souls lost in our resort, as well as over 100 in Lee County alone. The devastation is so widespread. I just can't imagine how long it will take for recovery. I just ask that you would join us in praying for all of Southwest Florida and all of those who have significant losses, and just pray for peace and rebuilding and hope in their future. as always, the sun will come up tomorrow. And it did. Fortunately, we were in Altoona, Iowa. And as we arose, we went to the church and we married on October 1st of 2022. This starts a new beginning and a new chapter for both Terry and I, who had both lost our spouses to cancer some years ago. We were so grateful to have a small gathering of immediate family and very few friends. We thank God for all of His blessings in our life and for getting us to this point, and that we may join together in travel and in all that life brings.